80-20-365, a time management system to help you achieve your goals and dreams in 2021 and beyond. We all have the same amount of time. Our results depend where we invest it. This is Living Your Life Well Planned, the 80-20-365 success system with its inventor, my pal, Adam Vincent Gilmer. I'm your host for these podcasts and video podcasts. My name's Gene Velitis. And we're recording these podcasts just after Christmas. So to everybody in the now 36 countries who are either watching or listening to these podcasts, we sure hope you had a Merry Christmas, Happy Holiday, or a great celebration of whatever you celebrated this time of the year. Now, I'm going to make a suggestion right now because some of this is time sensitive. This is episode 69. And if you just started to listen, we need you to listen a little binge. We need you to listen to episode 69, 70, 71, and 72. Some of this is time sensitive and you'll find out why. Okay. So 4 episodes coming up, listen to them one after the other, and it's going to be a big benefit. Adam, how you doing? You're up at your place in Lake Tahoe. Before we get to everything, I saw, you sent me a video yesterday and I made you an honorary Canadian. How much
Right.
snow is up in Lake Tahoe, man?
Well, it's interesting. They haven't had this much snow, I believe, in this period of time for this month since 1973, I think it is, what I read online. So we've had like 18 feet of snow over a period of the season opening, and just in the last 3 or 4 days it was 7 feet. So that just gives you an idea of what's been happening. But the snow is up to our. We have 4 levels in this house, and it's up to level number 2. And some of the kids want to jump off. I'm like, nope, because I'll never find you. But anyway, like you said, Gene, it's there's only one ski resort open right now. That's a local one. The other ones, the main ones, were all closed, and mainly closed not because the skiing wasn't good, closed because the roads getting to those resorts were just absolutely snowed over, and had to wait for the plows and stuff to come through. So, but happy to be here, happy to be ready to go, and happy holidays and happy New Year to the folks that are going to be watching the next 4 episodes.
All right. And the next 4 episodes are very, very important. And we also have a very special offer coming up for you. As usual, at the beginning of all of these podcasts, and especially this one, it could not be more important. Make sure you get your daily planner. Go to Adam's site, 80-20-365.com. You can, the daily planner is about $1 a day. And we're coming up to the brand new year, and you're going to need it. In this episode, we're going to talk a little bit about balance. In our next episode, which is why I need you to binge listen, we're going to review a really great fireside chat that Adam had, and we're going to introduce you to a brand new system that you can use if you join Adam's business. Episode 71, we got a big class coming up, a big training on the 1st of July, just a couple of days from now. You still have time to register. And we'll talk about why January 1st. And in episode 72 coming up, we're going to talk about Adam's 3-day intensive course. I've taken it. It's life-changing. So first of all, here we are, episode 69. This is a time of year when people like Adam and myself, we get ready for the new year. We don't wait until the 1st of January to set our goals. I mean, I can't move my laptop around right now, but on my other table associated with my work desk, I have pictures that I've cut out of magazines. I have little notes. I have, those little pasty notes. And eventually, in the next couple of days, it's going to be my goal for the next year, 30, 60, 90 day, the full year, everything that's in the daily planner. So I'm set to go. And you know what? I know most people wait until the 1st of January, and if they party too much, they wait until the 2nd of January, and then nothing gets done until the 10th of January, if it gets done at all. So this is why we pre-plan everything. So you know what? When the 1st of January hits, we're off and running. And if you fail to plan, well, you're planning to fail. And that's just the way it goes. So, Adam, the first thing I want to talk about in these episodes, and these four are going to be really, really quick because I want everybody to get ready for the new year. Everybody at this time of the year says, well, we've had the pandemic and I've had to work at home and all these different things. And everybody says, I want more balance in my life. But the thing is, nobody ever tells you the elements of balance. Now, if you want to think about what balance is all about, think about when you have a little baby. And you know how parents always put that little mobile over their crib and it's got like a little airplane here and, a little truck over here and maybe a doll or something like that. And when it's hanging, it's just floating perfectly. Well, you know what? If you take one of those little items off that mobile, it goes like this and it's not in balance. Same thing in life. You have to have everything in your life in balance, but most people don't know what they are. Adam has figured it out. It's on the cover of his book. And balance, and trust me, this works. This just isn't something Adam made up off the top of his mind. Balance is broken down into these areas: being, brain, body, time, people, and money. So, Adam, before we move on to our next episode, talk about your new system and the one-day course that's coming up that I highly recommend everybody take. Let's just go through those areas. So why is balance being, brain, body, time, people, and money? Let's start with being.
All right. So, for most people, when they get a planner or start a new calendar for the new year, people don't really sit down and ask themselves what they really want to accomplish. And, they don't set timelines for it. And they also don't, they become more like wishes. And the challenge with that is, Gene, and for the listeners listening to our podcast today, is that's not going to get you what you really want. You got to have a specific agenda, just like if you were, getting ready for the morning, or getting ready for bed. I'm assuming, making an ass out of everybody, including myself here, that you got to brush your teeth. That when you jump in the shower, you're going to wash a certain way, and you have this routine down about how you go about getting clean. But most people, when they start out the new year, they've just become programmed to do what the schools have taught them to do over the years. And they kind of get into this. Oh, well, I got a new planner, I got a new calendar, the new year's here, what have you. But they don't really take time to sit down and say, okay, it's going to take time to accomplish the life dream. That's why we call this living your life well planned, of what you really want to accomplish. But if you don't tell your conscious and subconscious self what you really want to accomplish, they're really wishes. And the best way to do that is to sit down and say, listen, and I've done this, I've got it all ready to go now. But I want everybody to stay focused, because on January 1st, I'm going to do a one-day workshop and walk everybody through how the difficulty of planning is done. And I try and make it easy for people. And here's the challenge. The challenge is people got to tune in. People have to set aside time, put away their, partying and what have you. I know, and I have something to say to that. I wonder if Elon Musk or Warren Buffett, or name the other billionaires, what are they going to be doing for New Year's? What time do you think they're going to be going to bed? Okay, they want to get up in the morning on New Year's Day, probably 4, 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, say, okay, great, New Year, let's go after it again, knowing that they've had their first quarter already planned with their last planning session as a team and organization. And this is how you accomplish things. Now, taking the 6 areas of life, what I did was I said, I wrote down all the areas that I said I wanted to actually try and balance when I was first creating this and putting this together. And I asked myself, okay, and I slowly but surely broke things down. So, the first area is a spiritual piece. It's more like you being grounded in yourself and getting serious about, your faith, and also what you really believe in, spiritually. And setting those goals and items that you want to accomplish. Maybe it's like, hiking in Tibet, or, maybe it's going to Jerusalem, or maybe it's going to another holy place or holy land that means something to you from your personal faith and study. And that's important, because these become items on the bucket list to do of your life. And that's that. Then maybe it's praying more, maybe it's being more centered with oneself. And you have to go through that phase, and it takes time. It's not just We can't just cover it in this 20-minute podcast to say get it done. That's why I say go do the workshop. So that's being. Then brain, what new books are you going to read? What new knowledge are you going to take in? What new workshop are you going to attend? The one that coming up on January 1st is good. It's $20. Normally I would charge, $99 or $69 for that particular workshop in person. I'm doing it virtually. So, you want to do that, taking in knowledge for the brain, being brain body, taking care of one's body, treating it like a $1 million racehorse. We cover this in several of the other episodes that people should go and listen to as well. Because if you owned $1 million racehorse, you wouldn't keep it up all night. You wouldn't make it party, doing drugs and having a great time and getting drunk, and then expecting that $1 million racehorse to run the winning race the next day in the Derby. Instead, you probably hire the best people to look after that horse, feed it well, stable it, make sure it's on a regular workout program. And I said regular workout program. That's not missing days and what have you. It's regular. It's done consistently, done religiously. Being brain body. So now you've got your mind together, your spirituality together, and you've also got yourself ready for the successes that are coming up. So being brain body, then managing your time, which is vitally important, because all of us have the same amount of seconds in a day, same amount of minutes, 86,400 seconds in a day, 440 minutes. And this is what happens. And, I did a post the other day on Facebook that said, let your actions prove the life that you're living versus wishing. And that means seriously planning out your time. Now, we just had a snowstorm up here, and talk about timing, getting these podcasts ready, what have you. We have to be flexible because, when things like this happen, it's just crazy. It's like everybody goes into crazy mode. But that's the beautiful thing about having a time management system that's circled around. And I say circled, okay, because I've got 2 more items to cover to cover the being brain body, time, people, and money, and bring it all together and have it all in one place. But if you do this, great things can take place in your life. And you can also plan for family time, plan for anniversaries, plan for business meetings, plan for vacations, plan for things so you really have an outline to follow what's going to be happening to your life over the journey. And I tell people in the time management system, it's not just for 1 year. Really and truly, it's a 5-year commitment for you to arrive at a destination and you to enjoy the journey. So being brain, body, time, people, there's also people goals in life. Who you're going to network with, who you're going to work with, who you're going to spend, quality time, significant other time with. What are you planning for your kids? What are you planning with other like-minded people who are in your business world? What's the plan to hang out with them? So being brain, body, time, people. What new people would you like to meet in your life? Maybe it's a celebrity, maybe it's partnering with somebody that's bigger than yourself, or whatever the case is. These are all things that you allow the subconscious to put into writing, and you put in your planner. Being brain, body, time, people. And the last thing on the list is finances. And what I found out over the years of doing this system, when I say finances, having a financial plan, we call this program Living Your Life Well Plan. Obviously, there's a financial component. What financial goals would you like to see and happen? I mean, I've looked at my portfolio, both in the crypto space, the real estate space, our residual income space, and things are moving in the right direction, thank goodness. But if I didn't take the action steps, as Jim Rohn talks about it, Tony Robbins, all of the big boys talk about the same things, taking action on this. And that's the invitation. So being brain, body, time, people, and money, you put it all together, you get the incredible time management system, okay? And then inside the system, once again, purpose statements, everything written and planned out, and you're here to actually make things work. And that's our goal for January 1st moving forward, and also with our 3-day workshop coming up.
Exactly. So if you're thinking about balance, I mean, you just think about these: being, brain, body, time, people, and money. If one is out of balance, they're all out of balance. That's why they have to come into balance. So I said we were going to go through these episodes really, really quickly. Now, in case you missed it last week, Adam had a fantastic live fireside chat on Facebook, and it was entitled We All Have Dreams. And Adam's also got a brand new business tool as well. So now that you know the components of what brings in balance, How do we get the ideas to fulfill these? Well, we have to have dreams. So, in our next episode, we're going to have a quick review of Adam's fireside chat. We'll introduce you to the new system. Then, in episode 71, we're going to talk about the January 1st course. And in episode 72, we're going to talk about the 3-day super intensive course. These 4 episodes, I can't stress enough, this is vital. It's the end of the year. We've got to get it together so we can hit the ground running on the 1st of January. And on a personal note, I was reviewing my goals from last year, and my very last goal was be up at 6 a.m. January 1st, 2022. I don't want to be lying in bed. You know what? I want to get a head start because you know what? I owned a husky a long, long time ago. He was a great dog by the name of Bolt. And I can tell you something about huskies. You don't want to be the number 2 husky. You don't want to be the number 3 husky because honestly, the view sucks. So you want to be out there and in front. So that's it for this episode. Get your daily planner. Like I said, binge, binge, binge. We'll be right back with episode number 70 for Adam Vincent Gilmer. I'm your host, Gene Velitis, and this is Living Your Life Well Planned. 80-20-365, a time management system to help you achieve your goals and dreams in 2021 and beyond. We all have the same amount of time. Our results depend where we invest it. 80-20-365, living your life well planned.